Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, Severe Weather Watch United States edition. Here I'm looking at the infrared satellite imagery over the lower 48 states. You can see this low pressure center spinning over Nebraska as we speak. It's already starting to spawn some thunderstorms here, and there is a high risk for some tornado activity today. Some intense, violent, long track tornadoes are possible. We'll look at some of those details here coming up, as well as a hail and wind threat as well. Looking at some of those high risk areas here, you can see it includes portions of Illinois, Arkansas, and through Mississippi, Tennessee there, and you can see the broad area of moderate and enhanced does include Chicago there as well. This is looking at simulated infrared satellite imagery, and this is about where we are about right now, and you can see that thunderstorm development already, but there's going to be more than one round as you can see additional storms develop here in this area. We'll look at some of the parameters, some of the weather conditions that these storms will be firing up in as well, and then you can see that cold front racing across the area as we go on into this evening across much of the Midwest, Mississippi Valley here. Quite a dynamic cyclone here across the central portion of the USA. This is tornado outlook. This hatched area here means the possibility for EF2 or stronger tornadoes. And in this area here, look at this 30% chance of with any 25-mile point of a tornado here across some of these areas highlighted in pink. And you can see 15% would be in the red, 10% would be in the yellow, 5% in the brown, and 2% there in the green. So we have a pretty broad area here for tornado potential today. This is looking at probability of wind here, and you can see the hatched area does include the potential for some severe gusts over 74 miles per hour, 45% there in that pink area. So if you're, any point within 25 miles, you're probably about a 50-50 shot of getting some severe wind in that area, which can be quite damaging. This is day one hail outlook here, and this, again, you got this hatched area here, which means the potential for 2 or greater inch hail in these areas, and highlighted here in these red boxes, mostly across Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, and Arkansas. Now, there's a particularly dangerous situation going on here. You can see this is National Weather Service put out this tornado watch, includes a lot of Iowa, Missouri, and Illinois here. And you can see tornadoes, the probability is high. EF2 plus high, severe wind high, severe hail is high here. So some pretty dire wording in some of these watches and warnings out here across the area. The talk about long-tracked, violent, and intense tornadoes does exist today. There's probably going to be 2 of these PDS tornado watches as well, particularly dangerous situations here. So yeah, heads up for Arkansas today as well. This is looking at that low pressure center here on the European as of last night, and put it into motion. You can see this thing is still developing and deepening as we speak and go through the day today. That's what's bringing all these hazards. You're getting this warm air mass up in front, a lot of convective available potential energy, very unstable with a lot of wind shear rushing into that air mass. This is looking at 18,000 feet up towards 500 millibars. And you can see as we go through about currently, you can see this very strong wind moving into the area there. It's going to provide that wind shear needed to create some of these severe storms across the area. This is looking at a tornado potential here. So this is actually significant tornado potential, and you can see the wide swath of it, including areas of Arkansas all the way up into including portions toward Iowa, Missouri, and Illinois there. So parameters are pretty much off the scale right here, and these storms are going to be moving quick here. I debated about chasing this here, but it is just a one-day chase, and I have so much time off coming up here that I'm trying to pace myself right now. So I'm sure the storm chasers know it out there, but if you're just general public, watch out for the storm speeds here. And, storm chasers are going to have to be on their toes today. Any kind of wrong move could leave you in the path of one of these, intense tornadoes. This is looking at 0 to 3 km instability, so lower levels of the atmosphere. And you can see it is quite unstable in the lower levels. It's going to help with some of that turning and some of that development in the lower levels, which gives those updrafts here that can produce some, pretty extreme tornado events. This is looking at updraft helicity, kind of shows you where some of these supercells may track, and you can see the wide swath all the way down through Arkansas, up through Missouri, Illinois, across portions of Iowa as well. A lot of chasers probably going to be targeting here, just probably because the storm mode's not going to be as messy. You're more likely to get a discrete supercell here at some places of western Iowa or Illinois. That's probably where I would be targeting today. But again, these storms are going to be moving really quickly across the area here. So hopefully any storm chasers out there have their, going to be on your toes, heads up. this is looking at the HER 3KM. You can see this activity moving through here, and you can see some of these supercells as they come across, and they're really moving quick on through the area here. Should be impacting Chicago as we go through the day today, later this afternoon and evening. You can see a couple rounds moving through the area there. This is looking at the soundings here, and you can see particularly dangerous situations showing up in the hazard type there. But I want to highlight there the storm motions here. I mean, you're talking about 60 plus knots, up towards 70 miles per hour even for some of these storms here. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't target it. Plus, it takes a lot for me to get out there. I got to fly out there, chase for one day, and then fly back the next day. So logistically, it's kind of a problem too. And plus, I'm going to be taking so much time off during the storm chasing season anyway that I'm probably better off just sitting out for this one event at least here. So anyway, yeah, just thought I'd share that with you guys. I'm trying to cover other areas. I may start doing a national weather video as well, just to kind of cover a more broad region here and just try to get the word out to as many people. I know people like seeing the upper level diagrams and what's going on behind these systems as they impact different areas of the country. And maybe I'd spread my weather knowledge around a little bit here and see how that goes. But as always, I will do daily briefings across the Pacific Northwest every single day. It's where I specialize. It's where I was born and raised here. So that will never stop regardless. And I may even extend outwards to other areas of the world that have some interesting weather as we go on in through the future here. We'll see where that takes me. But anyway, hope you guys are, if you have family and friends out here across some of the area, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee, places of Mississippi, even down towards some extreme portions of Texas or in Oklahoma, you could be getting those thunderstorms out there today. So just have that heads up. Let your family members know. A couple rounds of severe thunderstorms likely to come through the area today. So anyway, just thought I'd try this. It's kind of a unique setup here with having the double-barreled high risks out there. So anyway, yep. So tomorrow I'll do my typical Pacific Northwest briefing. Eventually I'll start trying to incorporate some of these national briefings in here as well. And I'll cover California as long as it remains active also, because I know that area and I lived there for a while as well. So anyway, rambling on here a bit, but yeah, so I will talk to you guys tomorrow and hope you're having a good day out there.